Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Season 3. Or Book 3 of Avatar, The Last Airbender, the last season. That's a hell of a way to end on the last season, wasn't it? I mean, Aang finally accessing the Avatar state, and then a big old lightning bolt to the back, and then supposedly him dying, and then all of a sudden Katara bringing him back with the water. There's a lot to dissect throughout this season. This is my favorite season. That goes without saying. The quality in this season is just astronomical. I don't know what else I can say other than let's just enjoy the show. I mean, you guys are in for a hell of a ride.
Why does he have hair?
What happened? Oh no!
He's awake!
Momo? Twinkle Toes! That's gotta be you! Hey, you're awake! Are you sure?
Hey, good to see you back with the living, buddy.
Sokka? Uh-oh, somebody catch me, gonna...
Might have been good to give some kind of explanation before you let him just assume y'all turn Fire
Aren't you
Nation.
cold?
I've got a lot on my mind.
Stop worrying.
Aw. Well.
Okay, so that happened.
I like your hair. I have hair? How long was I out? A few weeks.
Everything okay?
We're fine, Dad.
Katara and Sokka's father.
He knows who you are. I just called you Dad, didn't I?
I guess you're right.
A little misattitude there.
Resentment
Are you mad
against
at your
him.
dad or something? What? Not at all. Why would you say that?
Bullshit.
Tell me where your pain feels most intense. I went down. I didn't just get hurt, did I? I was gone. But you brought me back.
Your Princess Azula, clever and beautiful, disguised herself as the enemy and entered the Earth Kingdom's capital. And the Avatar fell! And the Earth Kingdom fell! Your Princess Azula! And after 3 long years, your prince has returned! Zuko!
We had to get you to safety. We flew back to Chameleon Bay, where we found my father and the other water tribe men. The Earth King decided he wanted to travel the world in disguise, so he set off alone. Well, not completely alone. Rather than fight them all, we captured a single ship and made it our disguise. Since then, we've been traveling west.
So what now?
We've been working on a modified version of the invasion plan.
It's Sokka's invasion plan.
Won't be able to mount a massive invasion without the Earth King's armies, but the solar eclipse will still leave the Fire Nation vulnerable.
So we're planning a smaller invasion. And the best part is, the eclipse isn't even our biggest advantage. We have a secret. The whole world thinks you're dead. Isn't that great?
Whoa, buddy.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Still, I mean, you know.
The world thinks I'm...
Hey, Micah. The whole world thinks you're dead.
Thank God.
I thought you were gonna go that direction. I was hoping you were. Okay. No, maybe they'll leave you alone.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I was hoping you'd go down that path. Thank you. Thank you.
What else is the response to that?
I don't know.
That sounds amazing.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it at that.
Better, they won't be expecting you on the day of Black Sun.
No. You have no idea. This is so messed up.
Everyone just stay calm. Bato and I will take care of this.
Commander, why are you off course? All Western fleet ships are supposed to be moving toward Ba Sing Se to support the occupation.
Actually, we're from the Eastern Fleet. We have orders to deliver some cargo.
Admiral Chen has been on leave for 2 months at Ember Island.
What? Why doesn't anyone ever tell me anything? Something's not right. They should have known that. Quiet until we're safely across the ramp. Then we'll sink this ship.
Hey, no!
God, I love it. She's a metal bender now.
Peace, suckers.
Has May gotten to you already? Though actually, May has been in a strangely good mood lately.
I haven't seen Dad yet, so I didn't capture the Avatar.
Who cares? The Avatar's dead, unless you think he somehow miraculously survived.
No. There's no way he could have survived.
They turned around and caught up fast.
Good shot.
I'm gonna give us some cover.
Ah.
I can't just stand by and do nothing.
Hey, no! You're still hurt, and you have to stay secret. Just let us handle this.
How we doing?
Things couldn't get much worse.
Oh, great. Yeah, you pissed off the wrong thing.
Thank you, the universe.
Hey, Aang. We're going into town to find some dinner. Well, I am pretty hungry.
It'll cover your arrow.
I'm not going out if I can't wear my arrow proudly. I don't want people to think you failed. You're right, I don't. But the problem is, I did fail. Aang, that's not true. And I hate the invasion plan too. I don't want you or anyone else risking your lives to fix my mistakes. Katara, please. Just go. Please. I need my honor back.
Wow.
Who does that sound like?
Sounds familiar.
Hard cut to Zuko.
Intimidation.
Honor is good to an
I
extent,
brought you
but
some food.
too much of it doesn't always get shit done.
Oh no.
You have been away for a long time. I see the weight of your travels has changed you. You have redeemed yourself, my son.
He left.
What?
Aang. He just took his glider and disappeared. He has this ridiculous notion that he has to save the world alone. How can he just leave us behind?
You're talking about me too, aren't you?
How could you leave us, Dad?
I'm so sorry, Katara.
I'm so sad and angry and hurt.
I love you more than anything. You and your brother are my entire world. I thought about you every day I was gone, and every night when I went to sleep.
I am proud because you and your sister conquered Ba Sing Se. I am proud because when your loyalty was tested by your treacherous uncle, you did the right thing and captured the traitor. You slayed the Avatar.
What did you hear?
Azula told me everything.
Azula putting it on him. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why did you tell Father that I was the one who killed the Avatar?
I figured if I gave you the credit, you'd have nothing to worry about.
Bullshit.
But why? You have another motive for doing this. I just haven't figured out what it is.
Please, Zuko. Unless somehow the Avatar was actually alive, all that glory would suddenly turn to shame and foolishness.
I'm not gonna make it. I failed. Goku?
You is to blame for the state of the world. It is me. But I believe you are destined to redeem me and save the world.
And you'll save the world again. But you can't give up.
You're right. I won't give up.
P.S. Tell Sokka I see everything.
It wasn't the universe, it was me.
That seems like a terrible place to take a nap.
Yeah, on an active volcanic island.
You're okay.
You didn't think you could get out of training just by coming to the Fire Nation, did you?
What about the invasion?
We'll join up with my dad and the invasion force on the day of the eclipse.
It's your glider.
It was.
That's okay. If someone saw it, it would give away my identity.
There you go. That's one way to start out a season, you know?
The burning of something that's been iconic throughout the series.
Exactly. His glider is now gone. Something he's had that's one of his last vestiges from his past life.
Because it kind of seems like airbenders don't really have physical possessions, but that seems like one of the exceptions.
Yeah. Well, again, it's more of a connection with something more than a physical possession. You see, physical possessions, for instance, a trivial thing to have is, say, something that I don't use in my everyday life that does not contribute to the betterment of myself or the people around me. For instance, why the hell do I have an old PlayStation 2 down there that I don't use or anything like that?
Wasn't that Jacob's?
Well, that's what I mean. One of them is mine. I know one of them is. It's not the one down here. If not one down here, it's probably one up there. But either way, you know, why do we have these things? Because they have sentimental value to us. But when you have a more spiritual connection to something, for instance, for me, my granddad's Bowie knife that he'd had pretty much his whole life, I have a very deep connection to that, and to me that's more than just a sentimental value thing. That's a familial heirloom. It's something that my family has had for years and years. It was originally his Bowie knife and his double-barrel shotgun, but my cousin saw to selling his double-barrel shotgun so that she could get high, so fun. But with Aang, that glider has been in his possession, and it's been something that he's used not only to travel, but to help with the fight against the Fire Nation.
Yeah, he's used it a lot for different things to help with situations. So.
Yeah, and it would seem now he's effectively just like it's a restart for him because he failed last time.
Well, I mean, that was kind of the whole lesson that the Guru was talking about, is attachment equals suffering. I mean, that's a core tenet in some Eastern philosophies. So, I mean, you know,
it is.
Him letting go of stuff like that, you know, could be symbolic.
Yes. And, you know, it's a rebirth in some ways of, well, it, again, the rebirth in way of the character because, you know, again, thinking he can go off and do stuff on his own. I mean, we keep making the same mistakes over and over again in certain cases, and we learn and we get better, and we eventually learn from our mistakes, and we don't make those mistakes as often. Not saying that, I mean, me, throughout my whole life, I have always been very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was right here on the tip of my tongue. But I've always been very driven to do things, but when things do get tough, I tend to get lackadaisical and apathetic towards what I was doing, even though I was enjoying myself. The very moment that any obstruction entered the future, I immediately just like took the path of least resistance and was just like, nope, never mind, not doing it. And I've had to learn from my mistakes that you'll have the bad days. You'll have the days where you don't want to do anything, where you just want to sit there and just go back to the way things were. And when days like that come, you have to realize that none of this is easy. None of this has ever been easy and ever will be easy. You have to make decisions that honestly may cause you some temporary pain. But as long as the end result is self-improvement, I don't think that there's anything like I don't think honestly yeah. Just I've been down that road multiple times where I've had the opportunity in front of me to do stuff, but then the very moment anything comes up that doesn't agree with it, just abandon it.
It's been me with like trying to work out and be healthy for sure.
Yeah, that's another thing too for me. I mean, that's just like me being sick over these last few months. That's what's been holding me back, and now I'm pretty much over it. And now I'm trying to convince myself, okay, when can I do yoga? Okay, when can I do like heavy bag workout? Okay, can I get Jake to come over and do like like the combination workouts with me? Because I loved doing those. But yeah, like you were saying, trying to motivate yourself to do stuff. Yeah, it can be difficult.
My thing is like the only time that I ever actually made a huge improvement to my health and got in shape again was when there were actual full metal DDR machines with bars at the local arcades. Mm-hmm. And I could go play like every day pretty much, and I had a lot of fun with it. And now my only option is to play like what in my mind is pretty much a really like budget store version of it, like on my PC, like with this mat that doesn't feel the same, doesn't feel like it has the same feedback, slides around on the floor, like doesn't have a bar with it. So I have to lean on a counter. Like it's not fun. It feels more like work now. Like, and it kills me that all the arcades closed and all the options for playing it the way I used to play it are just fucking gone.
The only place that you really can play it is the one that Roan has down at the studio.
Yeah.
Which if I'm able to convince him, be like, hey, how much for one of those? Because I think he's got like 2 or 3 of them.
What? Yeah, I would buy it if I could get it to work with Stepmania. I mean, even the screen though, the screen fucking sucks that I have to play it on, which is my laptop.
Yeah.
Like, they have a screen that's probably the size of that square there, like not the bars on the side, but the square, like of the credits there.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, like that's right in front of you while you play and everything. Just like nothing really beats the full arcade cabinet setup for DDR like that.
Yeah.
But and then ITG afterwards in the Kingsport Mall, that's where we played with our own custom charts and stuff. So when we got too good at the game for the hard charts on the stuff that was in the game to be a challenge, we made it harder by putting our own charts
your own
in.
charts, yeah.
Played like fucking the full version of Advent Children, One Winged Angel, with like ridiculous charts and stuff like that.
Dun.
A song called Epileptic Crisis that was definitely like one of the hardest ones I managed to ever pass. So.
God.
It's like playing through the charts for One Winged Angel and Epileptic Crisis, probably like doing a full sprint around a quarter-mile track.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Well, I honestly, this episode was just, for me when I first saw it, was just a gut punch, because it's just like, damn, after everything he went through in the last season, to fail right there at the end, and then to pretty much be back at not only at square one, but even down a peg.
Yeah.
In some ways, and now
it's like being completely tied, unable to act on anything for the moment, pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
It does. And now he's in a bit of a healing period where he has to recover from, when you take a lightning bolt to the back, I mean, it's kind of a strange predicament. There was actually a guy near my hometown who was struck by lightning a total of 7 times in his life. And he lived up until he was 74, and then he started to lose his mental capacities, and then he chose self-termination, so he offed himself. But the man survived 7 lightning strikes. Lucky. There's also a man who survived a burning car, bought a lottery ticket the next day, won the lottery, survived another burning car the very next week, survived a bus crash in which he was one of the only 3 survivors when it fell off of a bridge into the water, and he still is alive to this day. Then there's another one. A guy had a sheer heart attack. I mean, like, massive heart attack. Was legally dead for 8 minutes. And then got his life back on track, went out, bought a lottery ticket, and won a car with that lottery ticket. And then, when the local news heard about his situation, they were like, we really would like to do a story on you. We want to go back to where you bought the ticket. We want to pay for you to buy another ticket, and then we want you to scratch out, do the scratch like you did, and then, that'll be part of the news story. Anyway, he goes into the store again with the news people, goes in there, gets another lottery ticket, scratches off, and then as they're filming him scratch off, something amazing happens. He picks the thing up, looks at it, and he looks back at the camera and says, "I just won $150,000. I'm not joking."
Damn.
So, a heart attack, that being legally dead for 8 minutes, wins a car in a lottery, and then wins $150,000 at the same lottery while on camera for the news.
Some people say there's no such thing as luck.
There is a string of luck out there. Sometimes you're in the loop, and sometimes you're out of it.
Oh, just wait till IRS shows up and they're like, "Hey, we're going to tax that $150,000, or else that heart attack is going to be the easiest thing."
He was in Australia.
They don't care where you are.
No, they don't really. But still, even if it's $150,000, if they tax half of that, which that's the thing with lottery tax. I've looked in different jurisdictions. It varies. Here in Tennessee, it's around 30%. So if you won $100 million lottery, you'd still get $70 million.
Still be sitting pretty nice.
Oh yes, dude. I would immediately pay off all my debts, my family's debts. I'd pay off all your all's debts, and I'd be happy.
I don't have any debt, so
that you know of. I mean, the federal government. The very moment the federal government sniffs money around you, they'll come up with some shit.
Other than the cost to expatriate yourself.
Okay. But overall, yeah, I would try my damnedest to make everyone's life around me easier. Because honestly, what's the point of living life if you're constantly under the worry of just like the looming dread of life. The weight of life is already heavy enough for a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
And just trying to make it a little bit easier, to me, is all that matters. Anyway, yeah, we're going to have to move on from this. This was Avatar Book 3, Episode 1, The Awakening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, you know what to do. You hit that like button, you subscribe to the channel. We post these every week. And we are now in the end game of Avatar The Last Airbender. We are now in the final book. Thank God. We're finally here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.
Don't threaten me as a good time.